The Sunday sun was gentle when Toba parked his car outside a colorful ice cream cafe on Admiralty Way. It wasn't their usual fancy restaurant date, but Adeola loved small random outings like this. She laughed as they walked in, the sweet smell of vanilla and chocolate filling the air. "I've been craving ice cream since morning," she said, her eyes dancing over the colorful tubs behind the glass counter. "I know," Adeola chuckled, slipping his hand into hers. "That's why we are here. Pick whatever you want." Adeola beamed and chose a double scoop of strawberry and vanilla, plus a small box of pastries on the side. Toba ordered a caramel milkshake for himself. He handed his card to the cashier, his eyes soft as they watched Adeola lick her spoon with delight. "Toba, you spoil me too much," Adeola said, grinning. "You deserve it," he replied simply. They sat at a small corner table by the window, laughing and chatting between bites. Adeola suddenly looked up at him thoughtfully. Toba," she began carefully. "Can you also buy some for Bisi? She would like this. Please." Toba froze mid-sip, his brows drawing together. "Adeola," he said slowly, "why do you involve your friend in everything we do? Every single time. It's like whatever I get for you, you want me to get for her too. Why?" Adeola blinked at him, spoon halfway to her mouth. "This is a relationship between you and me," he continued, his tone low but firm. "Isn't it supposed to be private? Must we involve your friend in everything? Every time?" Adeola put her spoon down gently. "Toba, she's my friend. My best friend. I don't see anything wrong with getting an extra ice cream for her. She'll be happy, that's all." He sighed, rubbing his forehead. "Adeola, please," she said softly, leaning closer. "I just want her to feel remembered." Toba looked at her for a long moment, then exhaled slowly. "Okay, if it makes you happy, fine." A few minutes later, he bought a box of ice cream and pastries for Labisi as well. Adeola smiled, holding his hand across the table. "Thank you." When Adeola got home later that evening, Olabisi was sitting on the couch, scrolling to her phone. Adeola walked in with a bright smile and handed her a small bag. "Here, Bisi," she said cheerfully. "I bought ice cream for you." Olabisi's eyes lit up. "Ah, you're the best. Thank you." She took the bag quickly, peeking inside. "Wow, this is even the flavor I like." Adeola smiled, setting her own bag down. "I know you'd like it." "Thanks, babe," Olabisi said again, hugging her friend lightly before heading to the kitchen to grab a spoon. Adeola watched her, a small unreadable smile on her face. She didn't notice that somewhere deep inside Toba's question was still echoing. The office buzzed softly with sound of keyboard and muted phone calls. Adeola was at her desk, tapping away at her laptop, while Olabisi sat opposite her, pretending to read a report, but actually scrolling on her phone. The hum of the air conditioner filled the silence between them. Suddenly, the glass door swung open. Mike stepped in. He was wearing a simple shirt and jeans, but his face carried storm. Both ladies looked up in surprise. Adela blinked. "Mike? Good morning." "Morning," he said shortly, his eyes fixed on Olabisi. "Please, I need to talk to my babe." Olabisi's heart thumped. She glanced at Adeola quickly. Adeola raised an eyebrow. "Should I give you two some privacy?" Adeola asked gently. "Yes, please," Mike said before Olabisi could answer. Adeola hesitated for a moment, but then stood, picking up her phone. "I'll be outside," she said, and left the office, closing the door softly behind her. Mike turned to Olabisi the second Adeola left. "Bisi, what's going on? You've been ignoring my calls, cutting me off. What's happening?" Olabisi crossed her arms, staring at the floor. "I'm tired, Mike. I'm tired of this relationship." He blinked. "What? Where is this coming from? We didn't fight. We didn't even argue." "I'm tired of having to beg you for everything," she said, her voice trembling but laced with anger. "If I ask you for something, I have to wait for days before you can afford it. Ordinary 100K. It takes forever. Your mates take care of their girlfriends without even asking. They provide, they care. But you," Mike's face twisted in confusion and hurt. "PC, are you serious right now? We've been together all this time, and now you are saying all of this out of the blue?" She shook her head. "I need someone who can take care of me, Mike." Someone who doesn't make me feel like I'm asking for too much. Mike stepped closer, his voice low. Where is this coming from, BC? Do you have another man? Someone else giving you what you're asking for? No, she snapped, though her eyes flickered away. I'm just tired. Mike stared at her for a long moment, his heart sinking. I don't understand, BC. I really don't. But if you want to throw away what we have because of money, I don't even know what to say. Olabisi's arms tightened across her chest. I'm just tired, she repeated quietly. The office door opened slightly as Adeola peeked back in, sensing the tension. Are you two okay? Mike turned away, his jaw tight. We're fine, he said, but his voice sounded broken. It was a sunny afternoon when Toba drove Adeola to the big mall on the island. He wanted her to feel special, so he took her to one of the most expensive boutiques in town. Adeola's eyes danced with excitement as she walked through the racks of fine dresses, shoes, and bags. Pick anything you like, Toba said, sliding his hands into his pockets, watching her glow with happiness. But as Adeola started picking dresses, she wasn't only choosing for herself. She picked one, then another, and quietly added, This one will be perfect for BC. Toba raised his brows, but stayed calm. Adeola, why are you picking for your friend again? Is she part of this shopping? I thought this outing was for you. Adela smiled softly, trying to keep the mood light. She's my friend, Toba. When I'm wearing beautiful clothes, I don't want her to be wearing rags. She's like a sister to me. Please don't be upset. Toba sighed and shook his head. You told me BC has a boyfriend. Why is it my responsibility to buy things for her? Does she do the same for you? This is our relationship, BC, not a charity foundation. Adela walked closer and held his arm. Babe, please. I just want her to be happy too. You're making me happy. Let's spread it. Let's spread the love. He wanted to argue more, but as usual, Toba gave in. He paid for everything, the expensive dresses, the shoes, the handbags. Adeola left the boutique beaming, carrying bags upon bags of new clothes. When they got home later, Adeola handed the clothes to BC. BC's jaw almost dropped when she saw 12 brand new expensive dresses. Ah, Adeola, she said, hugging her friend tightly. You're a lifesaver. These clothes are fine and expensive. Thank you. Adeola just smiled, tired but happy. She had no idea what was running through BC's mind at that moment. Later that night, while Adeola retired to bed, BC asked her slowly, Adeola, please, can I get Toba's number? Adeola turned, surprised. Toba's number? Why? Why do you need it? BC smiled sweetly. I just want to appreciate him properly. Look at all these things he has been buying for me through you. It's not fair that I haven't thanked him myself. Please, I'll delete it immediately after I do this, I promise. Adiola hesitated, but finally said yes. Okay, just don't abuse it. She read out Toba's number. That night, BC called Toba, but he didn't speak. She quickly sent him a text. Good evening, our in-law. I just wanted to say thank you for the clothes you bought for me. I really appreciate. Please, when next you are coming around, tell me. I would like to prepare a sweet delicacy for you to thank you properly. When Toba came back to his phone, he read the message and only smiled faintly. He didn't reply. The next day when he saw Adeola, he frowned slightly. Adeola, why did you give your friend my number? Adeola chuckled nervously. She wanted to thank you for the clothes. It's nothing serious. Toba shook his head. Adiola, you don't think about all these things. You trust your friend that much. Why would you give her my number without asking me first? Adiola held his hand. Babe, come on. It's nothing now. She was just being polite. But Toba's eyes told another story. Something about this whole arrangement wasn't sitting well with him. It was a quiet evening in the apartment. Adela was in the living room when she heard a knock at the door. She went to open it and saw Mike standing there, looking tired but hopeful. Mike, Adela said brightly. Good evening. Come in, sit down. Let me call BC for you. Mike smiled faintly and nodded, lowering himself onto the sofa. Adela went upstairs to call her friend. Babe, Mike is here, Adela said softly. BC froze, her face tightening. What is that guy doing here again? She muttered under her breath, but she forced a calm look so Adeola wouldn't suspect anything. All right, I'm coming. she said, brushing herself off. She walked downstairs slowly. When she reached the living room and saw Mike sitting, her expression changed completely. Who asked you to sit down? Eh? A shameless man like you. You can't even provide for a woman and you're sitting down in my house. Mike blinked, stunned. See what is going on? When did you start talking to me like this? What have I done to deserve this? Bissy folded her arms. I'm tired of this relationship, Mike. We are done. What part of it don't you understand? Go and find someone else. I'm not interested again. Mike's jaw dropped. What? What happened? Where is this coming from? We didn't fight. We didn't even argue. Nothing. Then suddenly you are telling me all of this? Why? Do you have another man? At that moment, Adeola had quietly started coming down the staircase and was standing halfway, hearing every word. Bisi leaned closer to Mike. If you want me to stay with you, oh yeah, transfer 500k to my account right now. Otherwise, we are finished. Mike stared at her in disbelief. So this is all about money. 500k. Bisi, when did you become like this? You know I'm trying my best. Exactly. I know you won't be able to provide it. That's why I am asking you, and that's why I said we are done. Now leave my house and don't ever come back. Mike stood up slowly, hurt and humiliated, and walked out without another word. Adela came down the stairs as soon as the door shut. Bessie, I heard everything. Why would you talk to Mike like that? What did he do to you? Bisi rolled her eyes. He cheats. He's a cheat. Adeola, I caught him. And I'm done with him, abeg. Adeola looked at her suspiciously. She didn't really believe the story, but she didn't press further. Well, that's between you and your boyfriend. And with that, the night ended. But Adeola couldn't shake off what she just heard. It was a warm Friday evening, and Adeola decided to go see Toba. Babe, I'll come this evening, she said over the phone. Babe, come with me. Let's go. I don't want to leave you alone. Bisi smiled faintly. Are you sure? Yes, come, Adeola said. When they arrived at Toba's house, Toba opened the door with a warm smile, but the moment his eyes caught Bisi standing beside Adeola, the smile faded. Babe, let's talk upstairs, he said, quietly but firm. In the bedroom, Toba's voice rose for the first time since Adeola met him. Adeola, why did you bring your friend here? I told you to come and spend the night. Doesn't mean the two of you are sleeping here, because there's no way she will sleep here in this house while you are here with me. This is supposed to be our time. Why would you bring her? Adeola tried to calm him. Babe, she's not going to stay in our room. She'll just be in the storeroom. I just didn't want to leave her alone at home. Is she a baby? Toby snapped. Doesn't she leave you at home to go stay with her boyfriend? Why would you bring her here? Adeola, I don't like what you are doing. Adeola's heart skipped. This was the first time she had ever seen Toba angry. She held his hands and looked into his eyes. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. This will be the last time. Downstairs, Bisi had passed by at just the wrong moment and overheard everything. By the time Adeola and Toba came back down, Bisi was already standing, looking awkward. I'm so sorry to intrude, she said quickly. Please, I'll start going. Toba sighed, realizing it made things awkward. He didn't want anything that would upset Adeola further. No, it's okay. You can stay tonight. But first thing tomorrow morning, please go home. I hope you understand. I just wanted time alone with my babe. He spoke softly and calmly, his eyes shifting between Adeola and Bisi. Bisi nodded slowly, but something in her eyes flickered. She forced a smile. I understand. That night, everything seemed normal, but the tension hung in the air. The next day, Adeola traveled to her parents' home. She told Toba she was going to see her mom and she would spend the weekend there. This was Bisi's chance. That afternoon, the bell at Toba's house rang. Toba walked to the door expecting a delivery man, but when he opened it, he froze. Bisi, she smiled sweetly. Good afternoon. Can I come in? Toba's brows furrowed. What are you doing here? Adela isn't around. Well, she sent me. She asked me to check up on you. Toba hesitated, then stepped aside. All right, come in. Inside, Bisi crossed her legs on the sofa, her voice calm but sharp. Toba, you're a good man, but do you think Adiola is an angel? You've been spoiling her with affection and attention, but she's not the angel you think she is. Toba stared at her. What are you talking about? Bisi tilted her head and smiled faintly. Maybe I'm here to save you after all. And with that, The first seed of doubt was planted. Toba, there's something you don't know about Adeola, she began, her tone low and deliberate. Toba frowned. What are you talking about? Bisi leaned closer, lowering her voice. Back in school, Adeola dated different men, rich men, older men, as long as they had the money. She was there. She only cared about what she would get. You think she's an angel, but she is not. Toba's brows knitted together. Bisi, stop. Adeola is not like that. Hmm, let me bust your bubble. Right now, Adeola is pregnant with your child, but she hasn't told you because she's planning to get rid of it. She said she cannot be with you forever. The words hit Toba like a punch. He sat back, stunned. Are you serious? Bisi, are you telling me the truth? Adeola is pregnant and she is planning to... Bisi nodded slowly, her eyes steady. There is no way I would lie to you, Toba. I'm her best friend and I know everything. Toba swallowed hard, his mind spinning. He made a mental note to confront Adeola when she returned. He looked at Bisi. Now what? Why are you telling me this? What do you want me to do? Bisi shifted closer to him on the sofa. Because I care about you. I don't want you to be fooled. You've been giving her everything and she's been lying to you. Before Toba could react, Bisi reached out and touched his arm. He froze, confused. Bisi, don't do this, he said quietly. But Bisi moved closer, her hand sliding down his chest. For a moment, Toba resisted. He stood up and walked to the window, his heart pounding. This is wrong, he said, his voice low. Bisi stood too, moving behind him. I've told you the truth. I've shown you who she really is. Don't push me away, Toba. Let me be the one who cares for you. Toba turned slowly. Their eyes met, and in that charged silence, his anger, shock, and confusion melted into a moment of weakness. He gave in. They ended up in his bedroom, and Bisi's mission was fulfilled. Adiola returned from her mother's place that Sunday evening, feeling lighter and happier. She had missed Toba and could not wait to see him. Toba was no longer the man she left. His calls had become rare and short, his tone distant. The once sweet messages stopped coming. When she called, sometimes he picked, sometimes he ignored. In the first week, they only saw twice. In the second, just once. His excuses were always work, work, work. Confused, Adela turned to her closest friend, Bisi. Bisi, what's going on? Did anything happen while I was away? She asked one night in their small apartment. Bisi, sitting on the bed, scrolled on her phone without looking up. Maybe he's busy with work, you know. Just give him time, he will come around, she replied. Adela sighed. I don't know, Bisi. This isn't like him at all. Bisi shrugged. Men, they change sometimes. Finally, one hot Thursday afternoon, Adela decided she would confront him. She arrived at his house unannounced, and there was Bisi standing inside the living room. Adela froze. What are you doing here? She demanded, eyes darting from Bisi to Toba. Bisi shifted uncomfortably. I came to check on you, she muttered. Toba's jaw tightened. This was it. He could no longer keep quiet. Adiola, we need to talk, he said, his voice low but sharp. Talk about what? Adiola snapped. Toba's eyes burnt with anger. Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant? Why were you planning to get rid of my child behind my back? Adiola blinked, stunned. What? Pregnant? Me? Who told you that? Toba stepped closer. Don't deny it. Bisi told me everything. How you've been with different men for money since school. How you are carrying my child and now you are hiding it. Adiola's face turned pale. She turned to Bisi. You told him all of that? Before Bisi could speak, Toba cut in. We are going to the hospital right now. Do a test. If you are truly not pregnant, then I'll air whatever explanation you have. Bisi fidgeted. Toba, maybe you don't need to. No, Bisi. Toba bagged. Enough lies. We are going now. 30 minutes later, they were at the hospital. The results came out and Adiola was not pregnant. When they got home, Adiola turned slowly to Toba, her voice trembling but steady. You believe that over me? After everything we've been through? Toba looked lost. I didn't want to believe. Adiola faced Bisi. So it was you all along. You slept with him and then tried to ruin me? Bisi's lip trembled. I was tired of always having to be behind you. You have everything, Adiola. Every good man goes to you. Even in school, all the rich men wanted you. What about me? Am I not beautiful enough? Why must it be you always? Adiola's heart broke. I never knew you were jealous of me. I thought you were my sister. Tears filled Bisi's eyes, but Adiola stepped back. You both betrayed me. I'm done. She turned and walked out, slamming the door behind her. Toba chased after her, but she was gone, disappearing into the street like smoke. Inside, Toba turned to Bisi, fury and regret mixing on his face. Get out. Get out of my house now. Out of shame, Bisi left quickly that night. From that day, Adiola cut Toba off completely. She stopped answering his calls, blocked his number, and began packing her things. When the rent expired, she moved to a new apartment and changed her job. She wanted to do nothing with either of them again. 3 weeks later, Bisi discovered she was pregnant. For Toba, when she told him, it was cold. If there's anybody I don't want to see in my life, it's you. Do whatever you want with that pregnancy. I'm done, he said and hung up. But Bisi couldn't get rid of the baby. She had been warned earlier after the last one she did. This time, she decided to keep the child and raise it alone. And just like that, Adiola lost her boyfriend and her closest friend in one blow. Toba lost the woman he loved, and Bisi lost the chance at the life she envied. Everyone went their separate ways, carrying the scars of betrayal and regret.